Good evening, Gabby.
Good evening, TC, and welcome all to our weekly podcast, Terry Currans, the Curran View, with the Isle of Hillsborough, Mr. Terry Curran. Steady away, son, how are you?
Well, if it weren't for Janet, I come up here, I forgot all about you tonight, so...
Oh, thanks,
Said,
sir.
you're doing Gabby, are you? I said, I forgot all about it.
Happy Youths, Gabby.
Thank you, Janet, you're very
And she'll
kind.
have a use at half-time.
Is that
I was
a cup
making
of
me a
tea?
coffee with milk.
A cup of coffee or a cup of tea, T?
I don't drink coffee.
I didn't think
but
you did.
Janet has that plastic milk. I get the bottled milk.
Yeah.
And I can't drink that tea. Not at Janet's anywhere, you know what I mean? It's rubbish.
Yep, I know what you're saying, T.
So, I do have that's the only time I have a coffee with milk at Janet's. Weird.
So, magic moments, TC. It's been a couple of weeks. What have you sourced for us over the time that? Because you have been, you've been quite ill, haven't you? You know, you had that situation with things removed, and you've had a real bad chest infection, cough, etc. So, what's your health update at the moment?
Well, first and foremost, I'll send you the photograph tomorrow. I forgot to send you the last couple of weeks, but it's nearly knitted together now. The piece on my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I went to get some stitches out. The one out my backside yesterday. And like I said, I've had a cold. I had to take Janet to hospital, so we had to miss that one again.
Yeah.
So I've had all sorts of different bits and bats happening. So it's not Gabby or Chris's fault. It's been my fault with everything what's been happening to me. So I'd like to apologise on behalf of all of Gabby and Chris, because, like I said, it's been me what's been ill. But other than that, not too bad.
Good.
But get a bit more disappointed or disillusioned with football.
Yes.
And I didn't think I would say that.
Yes, I think you picked the right choice going to pick up your brother David from Birmingham Airport, although the plane was it didn't take off, and they had to. Is it today that they travelled rather than the day before? They got on the
plane. What he was telling me, they got on the plane.
Yeah.
And then they had to get off at plane.
It's cancelled, wasn't it?
Because there was some repair works at Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, why he said France, I don't know. I didn't ask him, but he said they couldn't. The French airport people were on strike or something.
Yeah.
I goes and picks him up. I was supposed to take Janet for the dentist this morning. I get saying I've got plenty of time to get back for Janet. He didn't get out well 10 o'clock. Landed at 8:20, 8:15.
Grief.
And he didn't get out while 10 o'clock. There were some illegal immigrants had got into the country through planes and what have you. So they got delayed with that coming out on that. You can't believe that, can you?
Are you sure they weren't just local residents from Sheldon?
Well, you don't know that. I give in now, Gabby. But
yeah, I do as well.
It put me in a predicament because, because Johnny said, "What you do?" I said, "I cancelled. I changed my appointment so I could take her to the dentist."
Mm.
And I've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
It's only 50 minutes, 45 minutes with a clear run.
Mm-hmm.
I got plenty of time to get back, but 2 hours to go to the airport.
Unbelievable.
Wait for him to come through.
Unbelievable, Jeff. So David's back home. Is he dressed up as a cigarette or Fred Flintstone? Did he enjoy Benidorm?
Well, no, because obviously he thought he was getting a cheap flight and he finished up, have to go to Birmingham and then fly out to Valencia and then back into Benidorm. And then when they had to get back off at plane, they were on the plane on the runway and they had to get off. So they had to come back the following morning. And then one of the lads had got another email and he's not even looked at it because I thought they had to be there at 8 o'clock. They had to be there at 7 o'clock. So they missed the flight. So they've had a mate carry on. And then his mate picked him up from Valencia, who lives out there, or my mate, Mike Gabitat. Takes him, drops one of his mates off at Benidorm because he's going to fly from Benidorm. They've all had to make the different ways home, you see.
Yeah.
And then he gets into Benidorm and Mike phones me up and said, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "What?" He said, "We broke down the gearbox."
Oh, my God.
So it's cost him another £240. to fly back.
What a nightmare.
So
So he
they're
hasn't
home
had,
safe, and that's the main thing, Gabby.
absolutely. Well, he hasn't had many magic moments, but what have you sourced for us, T?
Right. The one I've gone for, and there's obviously I could have gone for a few on the continent as it happens, but I've gone for the Nico Williams one. Because I tell you, I like those pace and place goals.
Yes.
You know, and they're not going to save those goals. Coming in, great little move, gets it on the left-hand side, comes inside, and bends it right round with his right foot. So that was my magic moment. You must have a few now because we've missed 2 or 3 weeks, haven't we?
Absolutely, and I'm going to go back in time a little bit. Cole Palmer's penalty kick for Chelsea against Man City.
Did I tell you about that?
No.
Jock's got to tell you he's waiting for 3,000 something pound, 8 teams. Kieran Abbott, who plays for Huddersfield, his dad has got a £30 free bet.
Yeah.
So many shots and that, all that type of thing. Carlton Palmer to score. He had a £30 free bet. It fetched him 28,000 quid. As soon as you mentioned that, it comes straight into my head.
Good. So who actually won the 28 grand? The lad that plays football for Huddersfield?
No, because they can't.
No, he can't bet, but his dad.
His dad got a £3 bet. I bet 365. £30, not free. £30 free bet.
Jesus. Whose arse was twitching more? Kieran's dad or Cole Palmer?
Well, I don't know, but Thomas Jock was going by me when he got off penalty.
I bet he was.
And the phone kept going ping, 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 ping. You know, because it was Wayne he'd better copped up and he's put it all over Facebook, like, you know. So, but what a weekend for him.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a great week for Cole Palmer, making his England debut, scoring that goal against his old club. I mean, I put straight away on my Facebook page, he's got a big pair of bollocks. And he has. I mean, he's a young kid stepping up, big game, to make it 4-4 in front of the Sky cameras. That was a big, big penalty to take. He must have had some big bollocks.
When you're young,
yeah,
or younger, you don't feel that type of pressure. You've got that arrogance about you.
Yeah.
When you saw him playing for Manchester City, he looked hell of a player. We're not saying this now, but he looked hell of a player. You have mentioned him.
Yeah.
Looked hell of a player. I mean, what is he, 19? So what is he selling for? 45 million?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a big, big fee on his head for a 19-year-old.
Absolutely.
You know, he's gone straight into Chelsea team. And it looks the part. So, everything about him, for me, will take him a long way because not only has he got the technical ability, he's got that ability not to fear anything.
He's a good football player as well, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's technically a good player.
Yeah, good football player.
I mean, his touch is brilliant. He's got everything. His movement, his see things early. He get his shots off. He'll score goals. And like for a 19-year-old to say some other senior players, I'm taking this.
Yeah.
That's having the right confidence. It's not arrogance, it's confidence.
Supreme confidence, yeah. So does he go to Germany next summer? I take him.
Listen, Gabby. Pep Guardiola wouldn't know what Gareth Southgate is going to do.
No.
And he knows everything of what everybody else is going to do. I'd take him. I'd change the team. Look, he's the manager.
Would you take Gareth Southgate?
I have a right to turn around and give my opinion of it.
Absolutely,
I'm not into all that really slagging off. I don't like the way how his teams play football.
No.
But he's had 2 good generations of players.
Yeah.
Right? He's got to a final where Italy won it when we were winning 1-0 and lost it.
Yeah.
We've got to a semi-final.
Yeah.
When we got 1-0 in, and then we lost that.
Yeah.
And did we get the semi-final of the World Cup, or did we get to final?
Semi-final against Croatia.
Yeah, and obviously.
And then quarterfinals last time. Yeah.
Having said that, you wouldn't expect Keane to miss a penalty, would you?
No, you wouldn't. That was the last one. Quarter-final against France that we got knocked out. Of course, the World Cup before, we got to the semi-final.
And
Croatia knocked us out, And the final of the Euro. So he's got to a quarter, a semi, and a final.
There's lots of things. There's lots of things you would do, but he gets paid to do it. But this is what gets me with it. People's entitled to opinions.
Absolutely.
They're entitled to opinions, and I get all that.
Yeah.
But he's had 3 big tournaments with massive players.
Yeah, absolutely.
To go and win at least one of them.
Yeah.
He should have won at least 2 of them. At least 2 of them.
Yeah, no argument there. Yeah.
And then he hasn't fulfilled it. No. Yet people, I mean, when I say people, they'll not be all woke, but majority of them are woke.
There's lots of them on the Curran view.
Else would have lost the job.
Absolutely.
And I'm not changing my mind, but people's entitled to their opinion, and I respect it. But he wouldn't be manager if I was the chairman, or you can't own England. But if I was whoever the leader is on that board, have kept him, he's a very, very lucky man.
So if you're Gareth Southgate's boss now, what do you do with Gareth Southgate? Now, at this present moment in time, as we're talking, 22nd of November, 2023. So you're looking at 7 months before the Euros. What would you do with Gareth Southgate? I'll tell you what I'd do after.
Well, I would make a change, but now this is where the however bit comes. I've heard from a good source that this may be his last. Well, this will be his last tournament.
Yes, I think it is. And
the good source tells me this man could be the next manager. I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's not fair.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. And if it is, not everybody will be happy.
Yeah.
But there'll be millions of people will be over the moon, and you will see a different style of football.
Now, what
I'm going to say on that matter.
Yeah, what I would do, and this is my opinion, I would sack Gareth Southgate today. Now, I'd sack him. I would go, my opinion, I would go to Manchester City. I would say to Pep Guardiola, what are you doing during the summer when the Premier League has finished? Would you be interested in taking the England football team to the Euros and not just compete there, to win it? Is your answer yes or is it no? And I think Guardiola would snap my hands off and he would take it for the summer. Okay, then we get another manager if he doesn't want it. But for me, if you want the job is yours. That's what I would do.
I said
that. No, I know, but I said that before the last World Cup, if you remember on the podcast. Yeah. That's exactly what I would have done 2 years ago. I would have gone to Pep and asked him if he wanted to take England into the World Cup to come back as world champions. That's what I would do because I believe in Guardiola. I do not believe in Gareth Southgate.
I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
But I could see that happening. And the reason why I wouldn't sack him is because then the door's open for the new man to come in and get a new contract. If you fetch somebody in, I don't think Guardiola would do that. He'd want to concentrate on Manchester City. Maybe. I think that's what he would do.
Maybe.
But this is the elite of the elite managers. Yeah. What I've been told could happen. Could happen.
Yeah. But any road up, it isn't going to happen at the moment as we talk. Gareth Southgate is the manager. I can't believe the loving with Southgate. I don't get all this. He's had 7 years now. I think going into the next tournament will be 8 years. He's the most successful England manager that we've had since Ramsey. I don't buy that. I think it's absolute bullshit.
What do you call success?
Well, I don't call it success.
At international
He's won
level,
nothing. How's that successful failing?
For a big country at international football. And when I say a big country, well, I'll take that back. What it is, people expect England to win. Not Scotland or Wales and all that. I get all that. I get all that.
Yeah.
Right? And I get the media, because the media are the best in the world, wanting to bull them up
Yeah,
and
follow a
then pull them
narrative.
straight back down.
Yeah.
Right? But everybody keeps saying he's had great success.
He hasn't.
At international level,
Yeah.
unless you win anything, you've had no form of success.
100%.
None.
100%. I cannot believe
Getting to a final,
yeah.
you might as well not get to final.
Yeah, it's not success. He's lost. He's a loser. Gareth Southgate is a born loser. I like the guy, but whenever he's come up with a chance to win, he's failed. He's done it 3 times in major tournaments. I'd have sacked him. I don't
like the way
get
we
the
play
loving.
football. It's far
No, I
too
don't.
slow.
Absolutely.
I'm a big believer in keeping the ball, because if you've got the ball, you're going to cause them more damage. You're going to cause them damage. You're going to tire them out if you use the ball with patience and precision. You will create more chances. You will score more goals, and you will tire the opposition out.
100%.
Right. But keeping the ball sideways and backwards and sideways, I don't like the long ball. But see, when I say I don't like the long ball, there's times when you've got to play a through ball over the top type of thing.
Into space or to the player's feet.
You know,
it's completely different.
But it's always be in your favour.
Absolutely.
Not that you're having to battle over the top for it.
Yeah, absolutely too. I mean, he started, I believe, against Malta with a 2-0 win at Wembley, and the fans were throwing paper aeroplanes. The game before, North Macedonia, I think, was his 91st game, but on his 90th game, I believe, the fans were still throwing paper aeroplanes. They're bored shitless. He sent me to sleep twice watching England. I think they're absolutely awful.
I watched the second half.
Yeah, well, you just got in.
And I listened to Joe Cole, who I respect as a player.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right? And then he's saying he thinks that they've done well.
I know. I can't believe Joe.
North Macedonia.
Yeah, I can't believe Joe Cole.
I give him with it. I give it. Well, you see, they get paid lots of money.
That's the thing. Yeah.
To say what they want them to say.
100%. It's all control, it's all bullshit, and
everything's controlled.
Yeah, absolutely. And the cycle will keep repeating itself with Southgate. We will be glorious failures unless something happens. Because I did pose a question on the Curran View earlier: is international football in its worst state ever? I believe it is. I don't think there's a decent international team out there, and I think if you played these international teams against Champions League teams, I think the Champions League teams would blow them away.
You know when Bosque were manager of Spain and they were playing that football.
Yeah.
What did they have? 7 or 8 Barcelona players when they were at the peak. Fabulous to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we've lost all our belief, because it's nothing to do with the. If you're going to have the best league in the world, you've got to get the best players in.
Yeah.
You have to get the best players in from all over the world.
Yeah.
Right. But why is it that, your Brazils find the really elite players all the time? The French find them. The Italian majority of the time do find them. Argentina, they fetch Maradona, they fetch Messi. They keep fetching absolutely unbelievable players. Why do we not find another Gaza or another Tony Curry? With Tony Curry and Alan Hudson, they wouldn't even pick him.
No. It's incredible.
And Curry had 25 games. A majority of them, besides Glenn Hoddle, have been bits and back games.
Absolutely. It's just the English disease. It's the way our coaches sterilely coach our players, and as a result, generally speaking, bore the arse off.
I am not sticking up for Gareth Southgate one little bit. Not one little bit.
Same here.
But he's put him in against North Macedonia. The front line, right? Watkins is not good enough at international level.
No,
the guy's anybody tells. A good player. A very good player.
Same, yeah, absolutely.
Right. That midfield will never win a European Championship or a World Cup.
100%. I've said that before.
That's not an Iniesta and a Xavi.
No.
It's not a Zidane and a Makelele.
Yeah.
And I can go on and on with Germany and everything else, right? When we look at our midfield and we keep saying the world class then,
poor. It's the poorest
You know,
midfield out there.
absolutely. No, it's like everything else. It's like the COVID. The media,
Yeah,
they keep repeating it, and people start to believe it.
100%. I
And
mean,
then they look at people like me and say, "Well, no,
Yeah.
I've never been jealous of anybody in my life.
yeah, absolutely.
Anybody. My biggest idol is George Best.
Yeah.
I would never be jealous of anybody. I would
Well, you
never
don't need
jealous
to.
of anybody. When
No
I
one
left
needs
my
to.
clubs, and I had two clubs,
Yeah.
won 2 European Cups and a Cup Winners' Cup at Everton and league titles, things like that. I wanted them to be successful.
Yeah.
Right? So it's nothing to do with me being jealous. If I don't play, I'll go play. Listen, I go play at Halifax.
Yeah.
Right?
We told
That's
Cluffy
playing
that, didn't you?
football for me.
Yeah, you told Cluffy
Right?
that.
And I told Howard Kendall.
Was it Howard? Yeah.
Howard Kendall, yeah. I told Cluffy I'd get myself in the England squad, and I would have done if I hadn't got injured.
Yeah.
But I'd have been in a good team and be a great manager. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that because his achievements are second to none. But I'm like you. It's not that I don't want to criticise him. It's constructive criticism with me with Southgate.
Absolutely. That's what we've done on the podcast.
You can see he's a lovely man. You can see he's
I like
a lovely
him.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. I really am a big fan of Gareth.
It's just not. I can see that there's nothing there for us to say, to take, the bull by the throat. It's all right. We're better than you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We cannot retain the ball only sideways and backwards. We cannot retain the ball going forward enough. Yeah. In my opinion.
Well, again, he likes to play the two holding midfield players, and that's the way. That's a Southgate way. And we have said on this podcast for years, we'll never win anything under Gareth Southgate. He's far too negative. And for me, your midfield is the most important part of the pitch. It pulls everything together.
That's your cog.
Yeah, it is.
That's the link between the back four or back three.
And it's terrible. Yeah, absolutely. I don't rate. I've never been a fan of Declan Rice. I don't get him. I think Calvin Phillips is a lovely lad. He's always got a smile on his face, even when he's not playing. I do like him. I wouldn't pick him. Jordan Henderson, I don't see how they can play Jordan Henderson. I just look at the way he lines them up, and for me, I'm sorry, not for me, Gareth, and it just isn't good enough, and we won't win anything with you. Also, narrative.
Would the top 4 elite in Europe, or top 4 elite, or top 6 elite in world fear our midfield players?
No, not at all.
No,
not
and
at
that's
all.
not about being disrespectful for them, because they are good players.
Yeah.
But we're talking about winning World Cups.
Yeah, but not elite. And again, he's not an elite manager. If he was sacked now, or when he does leave England, he will not get an elite football club because he's not an elite football manager.
What do we get out of these international games we play? Tell me.
Nothing.
And these group stages. What do we get out of them?
Pointless. Absolutely pointless.
Look who we play.
Yep.
World Cup. Look who we play. We'll play European Championship.
Yeah.
After this next one. After this next one.
Yeah.
Look who we will play.
Yeah.
What benefit does that benefit us?
Nothing.
Tell me.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely. It gives players international caps, and it gives the likes of Harry Kane international goals. Apart from that, nothing. Nothing.
I don't want to knock Harry Kane for that, because you can only beat what's in front of you.
Yeah, of course you can.
Which is where he's played him, he scores goals.
100% great
what
football.
I will say about that type of thing is we're building the fans' hopes up. Even the players, by qualifying, and the same, we haven't lost.
Unbeaten night, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Malta.
Yeah.
North Macedonia.
Yeah.
What have we played in this?
We played Italy.
Yeah. It was up and down.
Yeah. Who else did we play in the quad? I can't remember now. I mean, there was
Malta, North
Italy,
Macedonia. Did we play Ukraine?
No, we didn't. No, Ukraine aren't in our group.
I used to be shit at all like this.
I mean, without it there on on a computer, which I haven't got, just on the phone. That's how disinterested I am with the England qualification group. Yes, we played North Macedonia. Yes, we played Malta. No, I beg your pardon. We have played Ukraine because Ukraine played Italy and Mudryk should have had a penalty.
Yeah.
If he didn't go down like a salmon, dancing out of one of the rivers in the Scottish Highlands, he probably would have had a penalty and they would be going to the Euros.
You see, Modric being a great player, but at 37.
No, I'm on about Mudryk, the Ukrainian fella, kid that plays at Chelsea, not Modric.
I'm talking about Modric for Croatia.
Yeah, we didn't play against them, but we have done recently.
No, I know what I'm saying to say.
Yeah.
We do that. Keep players in for far too long.
Yeah.
Far too long. Once you mentioned the Ukrainian guy, is it the Italian guy, not Modric, or is it Ukrainian guy?
The Modric is the Croatian fella, the little lad that plays at Real Madrid. Mudryk, the Ukrainian, he's a young kid that's just been transferred to Chelsea for, what was it, 70, 80 million pounds, who went down literally like a salmon diving out of the river. And had he have gone down naturally, because he did get kicked, if he'd have gone down naturally, he'd have got a penalty. They may have gone through to the Euros. Now they've got to go through the
playoffs.
The playoff situation.
I mean, what's that all Wales? About? Playoff. What's all that about?
No, it's another bite of the cherry. It's almost impossible for a decent team not to qualify.
That's just because it wouldn't, like when England.
Yeah.
I mean, at times they didn't like England to qualify. I don't know why, but then they realised these big teams have to fetch enough fans.
Yeah.
To these countries, and the money they generate for these local or smaller little countries is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
So they give them another chance now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If they finish in third place, they've still got a chance to get in there.
Yeah.
They're going to go. Listen, just before I came out, I saw something, and I've told everybody long enough about this game. Mm-hmm. There's a big hoo-ha now at Tottenham with Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
If they decide to go and get to the bottom of all this, this will blow a lot of it open. I'm telling you that now.
Tottenham.
It will, with the transfer, what's been happening with the transfer fees.
I mean, you know a lot more than me because you're still associated and attached to the game.
I'm only associated with certain people.
I know you are, but you still have information and people's ears.
The person who told me about the next England manager.
Yeah.
He works at that football club.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, you still understand and know what goes on. You're a former professional footballer, you're associated, and you know what you're talking about because you've been there and you've worn the T-shirt.
I put it on my Facebook.
I
put it on my Facebook.
Yeah.
I went and played third division football. Did it do me any good? No, because you've got to be playing at the highest level.
Absolutely.
Right? But they used to say to me, shut up, we're going to push you all the way. We're going to do this, we'll do that, we'll do it. I said, no. That's why I finished up. And that's why I turned around and said, I'm going to play for Sheffield Wednesday.
Mm.
When Jack asked me, I thought, that's it. I'm going to play. And Bawley went absolutely ballistic. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
You've a great chance of playing for England by playing in the first division.
Mm.
I said, I've had enough of it, Alan. I've had enough of it. So, but it'll eventually, it will get blown right open.
But again,
people will look at me and say, well, May should have listened to him a little bit more.
Yeah, but going back to
at least I try.
Yeah.
I'm a working class guy, and I've always tried to be fair, even to the upper class as well as the working class, because they're not all, the upper class are not all bad.
No, of course
they're not all bad.
No.
Right? There's good and bad in us all,
Absolutely.
and in all different nationalities.
But again, going back to the transfer that you just brought up with Jermaine Defoe going from Tottenham to Portsmouth, if we believe that that's the only one that was a little bit dodgy or wasn't quite 100% in what they should have done in terms of breaking rules and regulations, etc., I think we're deluded if we think that they're the only one. I think
if they go about it, and do it, because COVID will come out eventually.
100%.
Right? If they go do it, then there's a lot of clubs in trouble.
100%.
Look,
yeah.
I'm a mass Pep Guardiola fan.
Yeah.
I'll never blame Pep Guardiola because he does not run the books.
No.
It's always the people in charge what run the books.
And to listen to the rest of this podcast, head on over to www.patreon.com/SRBmedia. Thank you.